In your opinion as a CISO, when you attend smaller events or lobby cons, these larger public security events, what specific aspects of those small events attract you as a professional?
I look at what I'm going to gain. Again, I judge my ROI based on the relationships I'm going to build and the
Right,
partnerships I'm going to forge.
right.
So I look at the other executives that are attending, and I look at the vendors. I'm
Mhm.
probably I can't be I'm not I can't be the only person that's looking at the vendors. I need partnerships. I'm in a regulated industry. We have to have those type of relationships. We have to have partnerships with vendors. So I know I'm not the only one by far, but I do know that when I am judging the smaller events, I want to make sure that the vendors that are going to be there are relevant to what I'm doing, are relevant to my industry, and are
Mhm.
also I'm able to connect with peers.
Well, are there certain types of technologies that you look out for or solutions or services that you're more likely to explore at smaller ancillary events or offsite activities compared to the larger expo kind of things?
Yes, yeah. So I'll actually explore a lot because it's about time, right? So at a smaller event, I've got more niche time. I've got more time to spend one on one with the vendors. I've got more time to network with my peers. So I have a lot more of an opportunity to explore for something new than I wouldn't have at a normal Black Hat or RSA, for example. RSA, Black Hat, there's thousands of people, thousands of vendors. I don't have time. And on top of that, at a
Right.
larger event, I'm competing to talk to the CTO, the CISO from the vendor. So at that point in time, I'm competing against everybody else trying to get their time, and it usually never benefits me to the point of where, okay, I got 5 questions in, or maybe I got one question, or maybe I saw them FaceTime for 5 minutes. It's just not worth my time. I measure my ROI based on the relationships and the partnerships that I can build. And that's how I look at if this trade show was successful or not. And I say investment, but I really mean my time. What's the return on my time, or what's the return on my investment?
Right.
From a vendor's perspective, they actually measure their return on investment in dollars and cents. I'm not saying that that's a bad measurement, but I had another executive reach out to me, a vendor, and they're like, by the time we calculate all this lead gen, we go through all of these things just to finally get the meeting with that person, and then you add all that up across all the people that we're going to meet at one of our events. It's kind of like it would have been cheaper just to come to the event to begin with and see everybody face to face as it was to go through that trial and tribulation of just trying to get a virtual appointment with them. So the problem I have explaining sometimes to the CMO is they see a very tight knit KPI, and that's kind of where the problem is. Going back to one of your other questions, like what could the marketing and the sales professionals do better? It's like I'm not saying KPIs and metrics are bad, but sometimes they focus and they chase on the wrong KPIs and metrics. It's like it used to be like badge scans. Go back 2 years ago, it used to be badge scans. Scan a million badges. That's the best way to do it. I'm like, who's going to follow up with all those people that we scanned? Now you're going to have a conversation. And that was another point that I had. Another question that you had is it's like I hate when, if I'm having a conversation with the CEO, CTO, or CMO, or whatnot, that I've got a BDR that calls me. And again, no disrespect to the business development representative, but it's like they might not have all the notes, or maybe they didn't read the notes, or maybe they don't have access to the notes. And it just becomes frustrating on my aspect for
Right.
me.
Mhm.
So going back to why I have trouble communicating with the CMOs, it's because I'm trying to explain to them like, look, if you take the cost of how much our summit is, and then you spread it across that, even if you get the cheapest option, you still get 3 dinners with an
Mhm.
executive. How much would 3 dinners cost you?
Mhm.
I can
Don't
tell you,
even get me started.
it's 50 grand. It's 50 grand each
Yeah.
on a normal conference. You're talking about 150 grand.
Yeah.
That's not even funny.
Yeah.
You can get started for a tenth of that. It's dumbfounding. It's like when they measured their KPIs, it's like they have great goals and great intentions, but their metrics are just outdated. They just need to be updated.